You know how everyone's always saying, get a good night's sleep? Well,
Hmm.
you've sent us a whole stack of journal prompts that promise to make bedtime about more than just sleep.
Okay.
We're diving into 50 prompts designed for some serious end-of-day reflection.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah,
The idea here is that those quiet moments before bed
yeah.
are actually the perfect time to process your day and set yourself up for a better tomorrow.
Right, and these prompts really get you thinking. They're broken down into categories, which I like. It's not just a brain dump, it's structured reflection.
Exactly. The first two sections, bedtime thoughts and bedtime feelings,
Right.
immediately stood out to me. They seem designed to create a sense of gratitude and peace before sleep.
What made you smile today? I mean, that's such a simple prompt, but I
Yeah.
can already feel my mind shifting to a more positive space just thinking about it.
It's about actively seeking out those little sparks of joy that we might otherwise miss in the hustle and bustle of the day. And that shift in perspective, even if it's just for a few minutes before bed, can have a surprisingly big impact on your overall well-being.
And then bedtime feelings goes a bit deeper, right? What worries are on your mind tonight? Instead of trying to ignore those nagging anxieties, you're encouraged to acknowledge them.
Exactly. Giving yourself permission to acknowledge those feelings, to maybe even jot them down, can be incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
It's like you're telling your brain, okay, I see you, I hear you, we'll deal with this tomorrow.
It's like releasing them instead of letting them keep you up all night. I've totally been there stuck in a loop of to-dos and worries at 2 a.m. Instead, this is about finding a sense of calm.
It's about creating a ritual of mental and emotional processing before you even attempt to drift off. And that, in turn, can lead to a more restful and rejuvenating sleep.
Okay, so we've talked about thoughts and feelings, but here's where these prompts get really intriguing. The next section is called Bedtime Discoveries, and it's all about uncovering those aha moments. Have you ever had one of those moments where something just clicks and you understand yourself or a situation in a whole new way?
Absolutely. And I think that's exactly what this section is aiming for. It's about prompting those little bursts of self-awareness that can lead to personal growth.
I think a lot of us go through the day on autopilot, right? We're just reacting, responding, checking things off the list.
Yep.
But these prompts, like, what did you discover about yourself today? They force you to hit the pause button.
It's like pressing rewind on your day and watching for those subtle cues or patterns you might have missed the first time around.
Exactly. And there are even prompts that encourage you to think about your relationships, like, did you learn anything new about a friend or family member? It's so easy to just go through the motions with the people we're closest to.
It's about bringing that same level of mindful attention to your interactions with others. Did your partner seem stressed today? Did your child have a breakthrough at school? These prompts encourage you to reflect on those nuances and find deeper meaning in your connections.
You know, one prompt that really struck me in this section was, what small act of kindness did you witness or participate in today? It reminded me of this one time. I was having a really rough day, feeling super stressed, and I was at the grocery store just feeling totally overwhelmed. And this older gentleman in line ahead of me, he must have sensed it or something because he just smiled at me, this warm, genuine smile, and he said, hang in there. We all have those days.
Wow.
It was such a small thing, but it completely shifted my perspective. And later that night, as I was journaling, I remembered that moment and I made a point to do something kind for someone else. It's like that prompt helped me tap into the power of even the smallest acts of kindness.
That's a perfect example of how these prompts can lead to those aha moments. It's not just about remembering, it's about understanding the significance of those moments and integrating them into your life.
Absolutely. And speaking of integrating things into your life, the next section, bedtime routines, really resonated with me.
Oh, this is a good one. It's all about recognizing how important those pre-sleep rituals are for a good night's rest.
So many of us just rush through our bedtime routines, brush teeth, put on pajamas,
Yeah.
scroll through our phones, right?
Yeah.
But this section, bedtime routines, asks you to think about those rituals in a whole new way.
It's about acknowledging the importance of consistency and mindfulness in those final moments before sleep. One of the prompts I found interesting is, what could you change about your bedtime routine to make it more relaxing?
You know, that one made me really think about how I often use bedtime as an opportunity to catch up on emails or news, which definitely doesn't promote relaxation. It's
Yep.
like I'm feeding my brain more information when it really needs to unwind.
And that's the key point here, isn't it?
Yeah.
These prompts aren't just about reflecting on your day. They're also about creating intentional routines that help you prepare for a good night's sleep.
Right.
It's about setting the stage for rest and rejuvenation.
And then it takes us to the last section, which I love, tomorrow's plans. Like, it's so smart.
Yeah.
Instead of going to bed thinking about all the things you didn't get done,
Right.
it's like, okay, what are we going to do tomorrow?
Exactly. It's about ending the day on a note of intention, setting yourself up for success in the day ahead.
Yeah.
It's like you're priming your mind for the things you want to accomplish, even if it's just something simple like, what will you have for breakfast tomorrow?
Yeah, or even just like, what am I going to wear tomorrow?
Exactly.
You know, just little things like that to kind of get your mind primed for the day.
It's about taking those few moments to consciously choose how you want to approach the next day rather than just letting it happen to you.
It's like giving yourself a little gift each night, a few moments of peace and self-discovery before drifting off to sleep.
Exactly. And who knows, you might be surprised by what you discover about yourself along the way.
I love that. Now think about how even one of these prompts could shift your mindset if you integrated it into your bedtime routine tonight. What would you discover?